it's been a big week. I think we need the champagne. We got given this bottle of champagne from our amazing old neighbours from where we used to live, Kirsty Johnson and their kids Ella and Josh. And that is the only thing about this house, is that we don't have those amazing neighbours next to us. But luckily we didn't move too far, so we just around the corner. But we were super lucky to have them. So thank you so much for this amazing gift. Cheers.
Cheers. Nice.
Yeah. We're celebrating.
Nice.
Cheers to you. I should say cheers to you.
Why?
Because we're celebrating the fact that you finished the first room in the house. It's finished. So cheers to you again.
Cheers, but not on time.
No, but better late than never. We did have some very strong headwinds this week, you'd have to say. So from the last video, we were hoping, we got the keys on very late on a Friday, and we had until the Thursday before we had to give the keys to our old house back, and we were really hoping that we had Sunny's room finished, like we had that little bit of time to finish Sunny's room. But we didn't get there. Cole was ill. My mum's been ill. She usually has him 1 day a week. Work for me has been mental. You've had some tools not do what you needed them to do.
I did. I had some. I was let down.
Yeah, we were all a little bit let down, but no, we weren't let down by my mum. That sounds bad.
I was let down by the tools, the people.
Yeah.
That's life, isn't
it? But yeah, so the fact that we finished it, so it's the following Saturday night now, and tonight is going to be his first. To be fair, he could have gone in last night. We would have.
He could have gone in last night,
yeah.
But I hadn't taken any footage of the room, and
we prioritised YouTube over his room.
We did.
So yeah, tonight's his first proper night, and we're celebrating that we've got one room ticked off, and it's exactly what we wanted. It's basically a complete replica of his room in Christchurch, but an upgrade.
Slightly. I'd say it's an upgrade.
Yeah, that was.
It's smaller. It's a downgrade.
Oh yeah, it's downgrade in size, but it's an upgrade in the finishing, because that was the first ever room you panelled back in Christchurch when I was pregnant with him.
Yeah, it wasn't much panelling really. It was a bit like.
It was more like a dado rail, and then a couple of like strips every 15 centimetres, 20 centimetres or something. But it was a bigger room. It would have taken ages to do feedboard. But yeah, I'd let you tell them about it.
Well, it's not actually finished. It does need a couple of small details, like the surrounds around the power points, because I cut them. I don't know how anyone gets them absolutely perfect. I'm sure there's a way. It's probably a really expensive tool that does it, but I was just doing it with a jigsaw, so it's a bit sort of wonky. So I need to make some frames to go around those to neaten them up.
But you're going to do that with your brand new laser cutter, aren't you?
Yes, I do that with the laser. I'm just trying to think what else. There's something else that's not finished.
Bookshelves.
Oh, the bookshelves.
Yeah, I've been desperate for ages. He's been given some amazing, really beautiful books, and we just haven't really got a place to kind of display them. And when we were in Melbourne, we bought him a wooden Melbourne like toy-sized tram about this big. And when your sister comes soon from Christchurch, she's going to bring it with her. So we need a beautiful shelf for that, because that's like not a to be played with toy. That's a look at.
You can look at it. You can't play with it. Yeah. And also we need to make some, I guess, storage, like cupboards, drawers, specifically for the room now that it's set up the way we want it.
Yeah.
Because there is no space in there, so we have to be very clever with how we store his clothes. So now I've got it set up, I can sort of see where I can put a couple of drawers, and I do think a few of his clothes will end up in my closet, not yours.
It hasn't all got to be in his bedroom, which is what it was like in the old house. It all was in one space.
Yeah, it was.
So that is good.
I just got up to move the screen of the camera because it was facing us, and I noticed that Soph often just looks at herself. You need to look
Actually, you know what? My boss was telling me, this is real, you can delete this if you don't want to hear it, but he was talking, we obviously do a lot of, not obviously, in my work we do a lot of like Google Meet calls, and they went on a strategic communication course, and he said one of the key things they taught him was, rather than looking at yourself if you're like in a meeting, when you want to say something really impactful, you look directly in the lens and you say it, and I was like, whoa, that is so I don't know what I want to say. This impactful. But yeah, I do pretend just to look at not pretend. I do prefer just to look at myself. So no, I don't like it here.
So now you have to look down the lens.
Okay, so what else then? The room's finished.
The room's finished. So when I was doing looking at buying the MDF for the panelling, I looked at plain MDF, which is what I ended up getting, but you can also buy
I think they call it tongue and
routers.
groove here, or
Yeah,
it's
tongue
called
and groove.
V-board, but it basically looks like panels of wood have been stuck together.
Or beaded as well. There's
there's
different
beaded
things. So I looked at the price difference and I was like, well, it's significantly more. I thought maybe I didn't dive into it enough at the time, so I decided to go with what I needed: 3 sheets, which are about 2.5 meters long each, of the MDF, and they were £22 each. So that's about £68, £66. And I just looked now, and you can buy it. It's smaller, but I could have got enough for about £200.
Well,
Yeah, so.
but would you say it was worth 140?
Well, so this is where I got let down with the tools. I initially had a nice big Makita router that actually was probably just way too powerful for it, and it was really hard to keep the lines nice and straight. And then I got a little hand, I don't know if they call them router or router here, I'd say router. Anyway, I got a hand router or a trimmer, and it was terrible. It was so bad, the bits wouldn't go into it, and it was jamming up. And then your dad had lent me a circular saw, and I was like, I'm just going to do it with a circular saw. So that's what I did. Actually doing the task, that was fine, cutting it, but because the sheets were so big, I didn't have a table that's 2.5 meters long, so I could do some of it on a table, but then I needed to go into the ground. So when you're down on your ground on all fours, it's not that safe.
Physical.
It was just it was quite a nightmare. So if you've got the surface, yeah, I'd just do it myself. It's cheaper. A lot. Is that a lot cheaper?
Probably not. I mean,
£20,
we should think about it, because we're planning to do the mudroom or the entry. It's similar. Not as much, obviously, it's just one wall we want to do that, but maybe we just buy it for ease.
And if I was going to be doing, which we will in one room, I know, floor to ceiling, there's absolutely no way that I would be doing 2.5 metre
Yeah,
lines.
like the dining room.
But anyway, that's probably getting a little bit boring.
Sorry, yeah.
At the end
Buy
of the
it,
day,
basically, that's what we're saying.
just get it with the groups. Alrighty, so I've done the left hand side here and the right hand side. This was a little more tricky as you had to cut. Make sure that was pretty accurate. I got that side bang on, but this side, I don't know what I did. Got the measurements way off, wasn't concentrating, but I've just filled it in there, and I've just used a little bit of wood filler, you won't even notice. And obviously this middle piece, that just sits right under the windowsill, and it will tuck down behind the radiator. So I'd say that's probably the most tricky wall as far as cuts and measurements go. I've done this wall, but I do need to cut a hole there for the socket that's in the wall. The room ended up costing, with the MDF, the dado rail, both paints, glue, filler, sandpaper, all that sort of stuff, around about £160. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, and the pendant in his room, we brought that from our old house. That was a pendant I got off of Etsy. I think it was about £40 or £50, but it's beautiful. It's like a forest kind of scene. And the Roman blinds my mum's friend made for us from the old house, and they just fit the window. So
They got a nice herringbone pattern.
yeah, really nice, like beige herringbone, which will be the same ones that we have in our room as well. So that's why we didn't have to spend too much.
Yes, it's true. That would have been a lot more as well.
Yeah, that would have cost a lot more. Have you told them what colours we used in the end?
Yeah, they saw in
Oh yeah.
the last video. But anyway, might as well check it out now. This is the room. Oh, I just want to point out the room video and photos. it's really hard to get the right lighting, so the green probably looks a little bit darker than it is.
Sunny and I, oh that's a lot, are painting Sunny's nameplate, little name tag, that's the N, that go on the front of your bedroom. Cole made these for a sign for his first birthday, and we've kept them ever since, and we've had them on his room outside so we know whose room it is. And now we're painting them in the same green as the panelling is. Is it the panelling?
Yeah.
Yeah, the panelling. So we're creating this now, and I'll show you what it looks like in a second. I love the colour. I love the sage green. And that little green company with the paint was so nice to paint with, wasn't it?
It was really nice, yeah. It was actually very nice paint.
Yeah, we're trialling a new paint company in the next room, Coach. They send you can get like peelable stickers. So you actually have to pay, I think it's about £2 or £3. It's not super cheap, but you can move them around a lot. We're going to do a lot of rooms sage greens. I basically bought all their sage greens. So we've used them, and I've got like a neutrals pack. They do like a south facing or a north facing, whatever facing pack, different colours. But yeah, we're going to trial a Coach paint called the Trail for the next room that we do, which is good. So we'll have a lot of different reviews of paint types.
We will.
Some riveting content for you. So next room.
So yeah, the next room.
Yeah, the next room is going to be the study. We can probably cut to me explaining that in the actual room.
Yes.
So we're in the spare room / study. Well, it's mostly a study and secondarily a spare room. And I just wanted to give you an overview because after Sunny's bedroom is done, this is the next room because I spend most time in here. And right now I haven't got any blinds and the sun's pretty harsh in the afternoons for me to be able to work. So really keen to get this space. So it's a pretty good, decent sized room. I'll give you a tour in a second. Most of the walls are this kind of lilac purple colour. These are patches where we've gone around and like filled in holes. So we need to obviously redo this. In here we also have the boiler, so we've got a boiler in here, like a bit of a, call it like an airy cupboard in England, so put sheets and stuff in there. Certainly like this glossy white paint is not my favourite, and I don't really have anything silver in the house. It has got such an amazing view out the back. It's beautiful, really sunny, like Cole said in the previous video. It's south facing, so we get lovely light in here, but it's an issue at the moment because there are no blinds. This wall as well is an interesting one. This is a bright purple wall, so you can see the contrast on the two different walls. So pretty keen just to kind of neutralise this room and get it nice and clean and fresh feeling. Right now we have a laundry in here as well, while we're getting the outdoor laundry line sorted. And we have this futon, which is where my sister sleeps when she comes to stay, which is amazing, but we're looking to get a proper bed in here. So the idea for this room is to paint it. I mean, I think this is something that we might spend a bit more time on in the future, but for now it's like a bit of a urgent one because like I said, I spend a lot of time in here. So we're going to paint the whole room sage green. This is actually not the colour. This is actually Hardwick White by Farrow & Ball, which is an amazing colour. Actually, no, that's not Hardwick White. I don't know what that one is actually. That might be one of the little greens. Anyway, it's none of these. We went with a coat paint called the Trail. And so I will show you that. That arrived yesterday. So we're going to paint everything. And I actually thinking last night, I couldn't sleep. I actually think I might paint this as well, the whole thing in this green, just so that it's not such like an obvious kind of eyesore. And we are going to get some like wooden slatted blinds so that in the day I can kind of have it open, but if I've got like meetings in the afternoon, I don't really want a blind that kind of fully covers, because that means that I'm only either like in light or out of light, and I quite like the idea of it being a bit of a, you know, I can kind of turn them down if it's really sunny and then open them when it's not. So Cole's been spending a lot of time obviously doing the house and doing his own YouTube, Flip It Nation. If you haven't followed him, you should go over there. So I've been trying to, when I'm not working, I've been trying to get Sonny out of the house, because the other headwind I wanted to talk about, he's dropped his nap, which means we used to get around lunchtime at least 2 hours he would sleep, so we'd be able to do stuff, but since we've gotten back from New Zealand, he's just not. My mum told me that my sister did it about this age too, so yeah, we get basically zero break. And there's stuff like painting, or if Cole's in the garden and there's like so many doors here he can see, you just have got no chance of like getting time to yourself. So I've been trying to keep him busy and also really want to enjoy my weekends with him. So today we went to a beautiful little farm with my sister and her daughter, and had an amazing time. They played with horses, they fed horses, brushed them, saw sheep, goats. We had a hot chocolate. He was obsessed with playing with the straw. So we were out this morning doing that while Cole put the blind up and did a few things to set his workshop up.
Yeah, sort of.
But you've got some shelves and stuff in there.
Got some shelves.
Repurposed the shelves from our bedroom.
Yeah, but it's... Oh, you've been doing a little bit of, like, when you've got a few minutes here and there, you did the little hallway set up.
Oh yeah, so last Sunday, I took Sunday, I obviously spend time with my son, but I was trying to get him out on Sunday to give Cole some space. So we went to this beautiful area near us, really lovely. Found an amazing park, went down the high street. Anyway, I bought myself some flowers and I put them on the radiator cover, and as I put them there, I was like, oh my gosh, this wall really needs a repaint. It had like a lot of marks on it. The radiator cover had like a lot of dents in it, and I was just like, oh, this is not the right spot, but I really wanted flowers there. So yeah, Sonny was just like watching something, I don't know, I kind of just let him watch probably Thomas the Tank Engine, that's his favourite. And I decided to do, of all of the surface areas we've got in the house, this is literally about this big, and the radiator cover's very small.
We probably won't keep it, to be fair.
No, we are going to keep it. We're going to do something exciting, I think.
Oh,
it's also, you'll see the video, the cover, the actual cover bit of the radiator's missing. So it's just basically a frame of the radiator. But I figured out how to unscrew it all myself, and I was just like, we had that 5 litre of Farrow & Ball Schoolhouse White, which is like our neutral for the whole house. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. So we're just by the kitchen. We're in the downstairs entry to the house. And down here you can see there is a radiator. I will show you. This is the cover that's on it. And what I've noticed, I've just taken it apart. What I can see is there was obviously some type of cover on the radiator, because it looks really weird. Like basically this is what it's like. It's got this big hole, and when I came in here the first time, I was like, what's happened there? Oh, it's got plaster on my face. So it's Sunday afternoon. I haven't got too much time, but it seems like a pretty quick job for me to patch up some of the holes in there and at least give it a coat of paint. And while I'm at it, the reason I found this, by the way, is because I bought a beautiful set of roses and I went to set them down here and I was like, oh my God, the wall is awful and it's making me upset. So I'm just going to paint, even though it's a small area and it's like going to end, I'm going to see how much of this wall I can get done. Because then I just think it'll make the entrance to the kitchen look a little bit nicer. Like, honestly, there is so much to do, but why not just start a bit of time? So I've taken the radiator apart. I've put a bit of polyfiller on it, and now I'm just cleaning it off and cleaning the wall. And then I'm just going to go on the whole thing with some Schoolhouse White. And this is just a temporary interim solution just to keep it clean. We'll go around and like actually enhance things, but this is just like get it back to zero. P0, P1 is a bit further down the track. Just the before, I've got some polyfiller on it, so that wasn't there, but all those marks were there. As you can see, it's got this big hole. We're going to fill that at some point, and then this is the wall behind it. So you can see when I put my beautiful roses here, it was not giving them life. So it's only a small area. I mean, we need to paint all the way around here and all the way around there. But if I just do that, then I've got one cute side to start styling, which will make me feel a bit better. This is, what is it? I don't know, an illustration we got when we were at the Detling Antiques Fair a little while ago, and I'm killing myself. There was a pear, but I didn't quite like the other one. It wasn't the same. It was like pink. I wish I would have got it. That looks amazing. Turn the light off because then they can see that it's all without the shadows. Oh no, it's pretty dark. Maybe turn the light back on.
It would look nice with some like
Oh my god, you know what I just sort of realised? Latte roses, yeah.
Yeah.
It needs one of those picture lights now above it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so many things. There's one tiny corner, we've got a whole house to do. Great, thank you. And the radiator cover with the new laser cutter, Cole's going to create something, I think, interesting. Hopefully there's something interesting to show you there. I know what I want it to look like, but I think because it's in the entryway, we might try and personalise it a little bit. Most covers have like some type of like lattice, so you can't see through the radiators, but the heat obviously can still come out.
At the moment, it's just the frame is drawing attention to the ugly radiator, which is,
and you can see all the inside and the pipes. So yeah, you're going to sort that out. But no, I quite enjoyed just doing that on the weekend. I've ruined about 3 pairs of leggings so far this week. You've been complaining too. You've got no nice clothes left because we're just like, oh, we'll just quickly do this thing, and then you're like, oh.
And you just walk into it or something. You're like, oh, cool, my leg is painted white.
My nails are absolutely horrendous because I keep like going into corners trying to clean. We're just really giving our lives for this house.
But we're enjoying it.
Oh, we're really enjoying it. I feel
it's a lot of fun.
I've only been here just over, a week now, just over. But I feel like we're really getting quite a lot more settled. And my dad came this week as well. We spent some time here on Thursday painting the upstairs landing, which was a very bright purple, which was their previous owner's daughter's favourite colour.
What are you doing?
My dad came today and he had a little bit of spare time, so he came, and we haven't got proper ladders, so this is really the wall we're painting, but this wall behind you was also this bright purple. So he gave the hallway a really good first coat, but that wall was so dark, like it's this dark, that it needed a few extra coats. So we've just been going around doing a second coat, and then I've got a bit like happy now, so I'm going down to here. But really we want to knock this out. You're going to knock this out, aren't you?
Take it out.
Take it out. And then we need some type of like scaffold scenario.
You could just get on my shoulders.
Oh yeah. So I don't know when this other bit's going to be done, but we're going in with this. Yeah, like we've still got like literally, I'm looking at the camera, but there's like frames on the floor and like this wall in this lounge is not the colour we'll keep it, it's bright red, but I don't know, I just feel like it's so nice. It's like a lot more space than we're used to. Yeah, we also had a person come this week to knock the kitchen wall down, didn't we?
Oh, we did, yes.
That's the next key thing. Like, basically everything else in the house is just kind of painting, isn't it? Or like painting and panelling, like aesthetics. Like this room is just really painting and panelling, although you want to change the radiator.
Yeah, I've decided the tall radiators are not working for me.
I think they're really cool, but yeah, we're trying to go country, cosy vibes, and they're very modern, but they're interesting.
I mean, that's a word for them.
I think when we toured the house, we were like, they're cool radiators, but they're just probably a bit too industrial for what we're looking for.
And they're huge. Yeah.
They are very big. They're basically the whole the floor to ceiling. But yeah, so most things are just kind of like aesthetic, whereas the kitchen is where we really need like pretty much a whole new kitchen. We want to put like a whole new sink, whole new countertop in. We want to knock through a wall, make it more open plan. So we're trying not to like run the budget up on just all the other little rooms that like it won't take much to do. So once we've done the study, which is next, because that's the room I spend most of my time in and it's a little bit jarring at the moment, I think we're really going to focus in. But I'm also talking to you about the mudroom entrance.
You're talking to me about every single
I've got a lot of ideas about what I want.
Yeah. So I guess we'll wrap this one up. and we will come back in a week's time with progress, hopefully on the study / spare room. But thanks heaps for all of your support. We've had quite a few subscribers over the last week, lots of views on the last video. We really appreciate it, because even though I know it probably looks kind of easy just filming stuff, it actually takes quite a lot of time and effort, but we do really enjoy it. So
yeah, thanks so much. It's so nice to, and I think as well last week we spoke about the sync, didn't we? Being like pretty bad with the.
Oh yeah, and a few people gave us.
We got some feedback and like some tips.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else you see, let us know.
Yeah, please do. Love it.
Cheers.
All right, cheers. Cheers.